In the heart of Anatolia, where mountains whisper tales of blood and honor, a legend was born, a boy destined not just to rule a tribe, but to carve an empire out of chaos. His name, Osman ibn Ertugrul, the man the world would one day call the Founder. Osman was born around the year 1258, in the shadow of his father, Ertugrul Ghazi, the brave leader of the Kayi tribe. The Mongols had set fire to the east, the Byzantines guarded the west, and the Seljuk Empire was crumbling under corruption. In this darkness, Osman was born, a flicker of hope, wrapped in destiny. From a young age, Osman was different. He was restless, fearless, and his eyes burned with visions of greatness. He would sit by the campfire listening to stories of warriors and prophets and whisper to himself, "One day the world will know the name of the Kayis." But destiny never comes easy. After his father's death, Osman faced not only foreign enemies, but enemies within his own tribe. His uncle, Dundar Bey, challenged his leadership, calling him too young, too ambitious, too reckless. But Osman was no ordinary leader. He fought not for himself, but for a dream larger than life itself, a dream of a just empire under one flag, one faith, one destiny. And so began the long journey of Kuruluş, the founding. The first challenge came from the Byzantines. The Tekfur, governor of Bilecik and Yarhisar, mocked Osman's growing power. To them, the Turks were nothing but nomads, wanderers with no kingdom, no city, no walls. But Osman had something far greater, faith and fire. His spies brought news of a Byzantine wedding, a trap set to lure Osman into death. But Osman turned the trap into victory. He struck under the cover of night, his warriors silent as shadows. The Byzantine stronghold fell, and the banner of the Kayi tribe was raised over Bilecik, the first conquest. That night, the world changed forever. Osman married Bala Hatun, the daughter of the great scholar Sheikh Edebali. It was not a union of power, but of faith and wisdom. Bala became his strength, his heart, and his guiding light through the storms to come. When doubt clouded his path, she would remind him, "Osman, the road to greatness is never built on comfort. It is built on sacrifice." Years passed, and Osman's dream began to take shape. The small tribe grew into a powerful beylik, feared by Byzantines and respected by Turks. But with growth came betrayal. His uncle Dundar Bey secretly plotted against him, joining hands with Byzantine lords. When Osman discovered the truth, the fire in his eyes turned to steel. In a moment of heartbreaking duty, Osman executed his own uncle, a choice that marked him forever. He had chosen his dream over blood. The wars that followed were brutal. Osman's army was small but fierce. They fought in Itburnu, Kulakahisar and Karakahisar, striking from forests and mountains, disappearing like ghosts. Each victory was not just land, it was a step closer to destiny. But destiny always demands sacrifice. His brother Savcı Bey fell in battle. His companions, Abdurrahman Ghazi and Akça Koça, fought by his side through endless winters and countless battles. Osman saw many of his closest brothers die in his arms. Yet he never turned back. He believed the blood of martyrs would give birth to an empire. And then came the greatest test, the Battle of Domanik. The Byzantines, furious at Osman's rise, gathered massive forces to crush him. The battlefield was drenched in rain and blood. Osman rode at the front, his sword flashing like lightning. The clash echoed through the valleys, the sound of destiny awakening. By the day's end, thousands lay dead, and the banner of Osman still stood. He had survived the impossible. Soon after, Osman captured the fortress of Karakahisar, his first capital. There he established justice, laws, and faith as the pillars of his rule. The muezzin's call echoed across the walls, and for the first time, the Turks had a city of their own. Osman was no longer a tribal leader, he was the seed of an empire. But empires are not built on swords alone. Osman's mind was as sharp as his blade. He built alliances with neighboring tribes, married his sons into noble families, and ensured unity among Turks who had long been divided. He became a symbol, the warrior who fought not for gold, but for belief. One night he dreamed of a tree growing from his chest, its branches covering the world. The dream was interpreted by Sheikh Edebali as a divine sign. "From your line," he said, A great empire will rise, spreading justice to all nations. And indeed, that dream would come true. Osman's wars continued for decades. He fought the Byzantine fortresses of Lefke, Yarhisar, and Inegul, each one a story of courage and sacrifice. His warriors, known as the Alps, fought beside him with faith in their hearts and death on their swords. Their battle cry shook mountains, Ya Allah, Ya Muhammad. In his later years, Osman saw the dawn of victory. The Byzantine city of Bursa, long a symbol of resistance, began to tremble under Turkish power. Though Osman did not live to see its full conquest, he laid the foundation. His son Orhan Ghazi would fulfill that dream and carry the banner of Islam deeper into Europe. As Osman grew old, he gathered his warriors and spoke his final words. "My sons, be just. Never harm the innocent. Build an empire not on tyranny, but on justice. For justice is the foundation of our strength." When Osman Ghazi passed away in 1326, the winds of Anatolia carried his name like a prayer. The small tribe he once led had become a mighty force, the beginning of what the world would call the Ottoman Empire, an empire that would last over 600 years. From the ashes of war, Osman built a dream. From betrayal, he forged loyalty. From chaos, he created order. And from the soul of one man, an empire was born. He was not just a conqueror. He was a visionary, a believer, a founder. This was Kuruluş Osman, the man who turned destiny into empire, and wrote his name forever in the golden pages of history.